Greetings, everyone. P. Pardo here from Comic Book Users. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Cover. Today we're going to take a look at the issue here from 1970, issue number 25 of The Invincible Iron Man. Got this fairly recently, trying to fill in lots of my gaps in Iron Man from issue 1 to 100 or 150. Probably around 150 is when I lost interest in Iron Man, but everything up to that is well worth having. Have some more to go, though. Have quite a bit to go. I actually got this, and I got issue number 21 recently, but this one I think makes for a better coverage on an Inside the Cover because it's kind of like a standalone issue here. So we've got, and I believe, God, who did this cover? Well, the inside, we got Stan Lee, editor. Archie Goodwin wrote the story. Johnny Craig did the art. And that might be Johnny Craig on the art on the cover. Sam Granger inks, and Gene Izzo the letterer. So this doomed land, this dying sea. And of course, as you can see here, another battle between old Shellhead and Namor the Submariner. These guys never on the same page, don't like each other all that much. So here we have... as you can see here, this is it kind of throws you off a little bit here, thinking that this is a continuation of something, but it's actually almost like a little movie, like a public service announcement that Tony Stark has kind of created to warn some people about stuff that's going on in the environment and the toxic nature of what we're putting into the air and into the sea and whatnot. Everybody's kind of like, but whatever. It's like, let's not worry about that stuff. We got to be worried about making money and whatnot. So it's kind of falling on deaf ears. But then we go down below in the ocean depths, and there we have Prince Namor swimming around just outside of Atlantis. And what does he see? He sees like toxic sludge and the fish not looking so good. And he's like, where is this coming from? And he sees like this pipe with like oil or just some kind of sludge pumping into or just open and pumping into the water, and he's like pissed off. So what does he do? He goes and he of course blames it on the surface dwellers, and he goes and he destroys this kind of rock crevice that is kind of near where the mouth of the pipe is, and it crushes the end of the pipe and basically stops the sludge from coming out, the waste from coming out. So of course, but what does that do? It then it's going to back up on the other end, right? So here we go back to Tony Stark. One of his guys who works for him is showing him this new solar energy converter that he's been creating. He's actually on this island, and this island is where that particular pipe came from. So he's doing all these experiments on this island. There's all this work being done on this little island. And the guy who Tony had appointed head of this, he's kind of like got a big ego. He's on doing a power play thing right now. Wants to be the guy known for creating this new invention. So basically, he has shortchanged things and not used budget money to ensure that everything that they're doing on this island is safe for the environment. And instead he's taken all of the finance, all the money, and he's putting it towards this converter that he's working on, which is not what he's supposed to be doing, right? So here, Submariner goes to the island, and he's not happy. So he wants to find the perpetrators of who's pumping all this toxic sludge into the ocean. And of course, Tony sees this, and he puts on his Iron Man garb. And here we go. Of course, now he's going to try and talk some sense into Submariner. He hears what Submariner has to say about this pipe and all this kind of stuff, and he's like, well, I'm on your side, or we want to put a stop to this, whatever. But Subby, when he gets hot-headed like this, so they go at it. They fall into the ocean, battle it down below there. There you can see the pipe, right, which he rips apart. Okay, under the water, it's got to be careful with Namor. But Submariner starts swimming around him to create like a water vortex, but Iron Man's got these cool things, energy things that he can do with his costume that kind of stops the vortex. He blasts Subby, and it sends like an electric shock through to him to kind of put him out, to calm him down for a little bit while he tries to talk some sense into him. And of course, that doesn't really work for long. They go outside the water, where Subby drives off a little bit. So what does Iron Man do? He takes this kind of like steel girder and kind of traps him there while he tries to talk some sense into him. Meanwhile, on this island, all the backup from all this sludge is destroying the air on the island, right? So people are passing out left and right. That lead guy who's like, wants all the glory for creating that other machine, now he's seeing like the destructive force of everything that he's screwed up here, right? So Iron Man confronts him and kind of explains what's going on here. It's like, we've got stuff to do here. We got to get everybody off this island. Look what you've done. And the guy finally, I think, sees the error of his ways. So here, Iron Man wants to show Submariner exactly what he's trying to do. What he's trying to do is help him rectify the situation so that they clean up this what's going on and all the stuff that's happened on this island. So I think Subby finally sees that Iron Man's trying to help him and realizes, all right, so then once he sees that, he breaks free, obviously, from his little entrapment there. Iron Man, using all his power to kind of detonate this thing that's pumping out all this stuff, he kind of passes out, overloads the circuits. Submariner then saves him. Then when he recharges, they decide they're going to take this kind of rock protrusion that's coming out of the water, and they're going to, and it's huge, they're going to go lift it up, and what they're going to do is they're going to then throw it back down just outside the island to start like a tidal wave. Yeah, I don't know if this could actually happen or not. So it douses the entire island, basically destroys all the machinery and everything on it in like a huge tidal wave, and that's exactly what happens. So, and basically, Subby leaves it off. He goes, and the head guy who he put in charge, he actually winds up dying. So Namor says to Iron Man, "We have saved your fellow men from their self-made folly, Avenger. An entire island once fertile and rich has died, and I wonder, has any of them truly learned from this?" And then Iron Man says, "One has, Namor, too tragically late." And then the guy winds up passing out. And then, so then he goes back to those scientists and people in politics and whatnot, and basically explains kind of what happened and everything like that. But they're not really buying it. And the last thing the guy says, "We're responsible to board members, stockholders. Besides, who knows what will really happen in 10 or 30 years? You shouldn't let the island business upset you. Things will work out. We've got plenty of time." Very relevant for today, right? How you just can't continue to destroy the planet and thinking, nothing's ever going to happen, because as we're seeing right now, everything that we've done to this earth over the years is starting to little by little come back to haunt us. So here, this was 1970, right? Already foreshadowing that sort of thing. So kind of crazy. Of course, then Socket to Shellhead, letters page, as always. And yeah, there's Arnold. Look at that, 1970. Very, very young Arnold Schwarzenegger. Make money, get prizes. There we go. So there you have it. Issue number 25, The Invincible Iron Man from 1970. If you've read this one, let us know what you think down in the comments below, as well as if you haven't, well, go check it out. See if you can get yourself a copy. And I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo from Comic Book Geezers. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.